What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes? I don't know. Why am I laughing? Welcome back to another episode of your potentially favorite Nigerian podcast. Bear with me, your host, General Prime. We are once again here to talk about the country that is Nigeria and to, expand and explain the issues that are currently going on with it today. The new one that is happening in Nigeria, as we all know, we know that the president, I've said this like 1,000 times already. The president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is the worst thing that has happened to Nigeria. Actually, sometimes I feel like, right, that maybe he's actually being deliberately incompetent so that Nigerians would it will shock Nigerians enough to wake up to want to really fight for what is theirs and really fight for their country and take back their country, because it's the level of incompetence that this guy shows, that this guy portrays, it's unimaginable. You have to be Nigerian to actually understand it. You know how people are always complaining about how Donald Trump is bad and Donald Trump is evil, Donald Trump is Hitler, Donald Trump should be impeached. You have not seen anything. You have not seen nothing. Like, come to Nigeria, bro. Just come to Nigeria and understand. Try to understand. You understand what everybody is saying. This guy is so bad. Like, something happened earlier this week, right? I think there was a cocaine bust in St. Lucia, a $3.1 million the government of St. Lucia intercepted a cocaine deal worth $3.1 million, right? And everybody knows already that Jagaban, that is the president of Nigeria, everybody knows that he's a drug baron, like he's a cocaine dealer. As in, there is this video I saw of him where he was in this he was in the bush with some other. He was dealing in cocaine, literally. As in, he was there, bro. He was actually there dealing cocaine, and he was in the helicopter, and then they were offloading cocaine, and they were exchanging money. As in, it's not news. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not something that has to be investigated. Like, everybody knows that this guy is a criminal. Like, the FBI was even investigating him. It's certain. It's a fact that he's a criminal, right? And so, tell me why there was a cocaine deal gone wrong, and the government of St. Lucia intercepted that deal, and then suddenly, just conveniently, he happened to now decide to want to go visit St. Lucia. Coincidence? I think not. So this guy, everybody knows that he's a drug dealer, right? And he's not fit to be the president of Nigeria. Like, he really, I don't know why he really wanted to be president. Maybe, I cannot explain it, but the unfortunate truth of the matter is that today is the president of Nigeria, and he's not doing a good job. He's not doing a good job at all. Even the people that were, siding, that were on his side before, even his supporters, people that have been supporting him, everybody is kind of distancing themselves from him right now, because it has now been found out. It is now apparent. It is now glaringly clear to everybody that he's incompetent and he's not fit to be president. But my question now is that look at any little thing that Donald Trump does. Like, I'm using Donald Trump as an example. Any little thing he does, right, they always call for his impeachment. Like, any little thing he does, you see people start clamoring for him to get impeached. And I always ask myself, why don't we do the same in Nigeria? I mean, what is the extent? Like, what kind of evil has to occur in Nigeria? What kind of violence has to occur in Nigeria for people to now finally decide that enough is enough, and then call for the impeachment of Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Like, why is that not a thing in Nigeria? Why is it that what is the new development going on in Nigeria now is that they have now come up with a new parties, they've now like come up with a new system where all the members from other parties like PDP, APC, even Labour Party, all of them are now kind of like, there's now a they call it the coalition, right, in Nigeria, and everybody's now coming together to try to fight him because he's like he's a force. Don't get me wrong, like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as evil as he is, as incompetent as he is, he's actually very cunning, he's actually very smart. And so everybody's now trying to like fight him and try to like, because we're still in 2025. We're still in 2025, and he's already campaigning to be president in 2027. And that is another thing that I don't understand. I don't understand why, as in nobody wants you, bro, Tinubu. Nobody wants you. Why are you now, as in what is there in this presidency? Like, what is the gain there? What is the, what are they gaining that they all just want to be in that seat? They all just want to be in that position of power. They all just want to, be the Nigerian head of state. I always ask myself that question, like, what are they actually benefiting from it? Because Nigerians are not seeing anything that Nigerians are not gaining anything from them. Nigerians are not benefiting anything from them. Nigerians are suffering. The country is dwindling. The economy is like dead in the water. It's dead and buried, and they are refusing to actually bury it. It would even be better if Nigeria actually like separated, but that's not even something that they want to do because there is something hidden, there is something secret that they're actually benefiting that I cannot like figure out. So we are still in 2025, right? And this guy is already clamoring, he's already campaigning for 2027 presidential election. There are people that are still supporting him, that saying that come rain, come sun, whatever happens, regardless of the outcome, he must be the president. Meanwhile, I thought that it's supposed to be a democratic election. Meanwhile, I thought that the people are supposed to have a say. The people that already don't like him, the people that already are not benefiting anything from him, I thought that they are the ones. I thought that voting still matters in Nigeria. I don't get it. Do you understand? I don't understand how we are going to vote against him, but yet somehow, in some way, he's still going to like emerge as the president of the country. It's something that still baffles me. So he's already campaigning to be the president, and the people that were initially in support of him, that are now seeing that they are not actually getting the benefits, they are not actually getting anything from him, because even the people that he promised that he's going to help, or that he's going to put in positions of power, or that he's going to do some weird favors for, nobody's seeing anything. He's just a man of his own. He's just that selfish. He's just that in his own world. Maybe the actual people that maybe he's just a puppet. Maybe the people that are actually in control of the world are the ones that put him in charge there, and they don't actually care. They just want him to be there because there is something that they have planned for Nigeria. There is something that they're saving the country Nigeria for, and as long as their boy is in power, their plan still holds. And maybe their plan is not yet their plan. There is going to be a specific time when their plan will be put in motion, but it's just not now. You understand? So maybe that's just what is going on. Maybe that's why he's still like doing everything in his ability to remain in power and even to get re-elected. But everybody now is like, nobody is seeing, there is no benefit to you. Nobody is like seeing any, like there is nothing, bro. Tinubu is bad. Like fucking Tinubu is fucking. Tinubu will go down in history. If, as in, hopefully, right? Hopefully he's removed. Hopefully he's a one-time president. As in, okay, I'm going to get to that point later. But let me just let you people understand. Let me just try to, as in, buttress the point that, guy, Tinubu is the worst president that Nigeria has ever had. He's that bad. Right now, he's in Brazil. Nobody knows what, like, right now, the president of Nigeria is in Brazil. He left St. Lucia and he's in Brazil now, bro. Ask me what this nigga is doing in Brazil. Nobody, like, ask me what he's doing in Brazil, and I cannot give you a coherent answer. I cannot explain it to you. They say if there's this saying, if they explain Nigeria to you, right, and you understand it, you deserve like a Nobel Peace Prize. My nigga is in Brazil now, doing what? Nobody knows. Nobody fucking knows. So now, all the people that were initially in support of him, everybody now has kind of, even the ones that don't even like him, everybody has come together and formed this new coalition called the ADC. What does ADC stand for? I don't know. But everybody has come together now to like form this new coalition, ADC. And I have a very giant problem with that. I have a very big problem with this new coalition, because to me, it's going to fail. It's going to fail. And I'll give you reasons why I believe it's going to fail. The first reason why I believe it's going to fail is because, first of all, it's still too early. Yes, I said before that Tinubu is already campaigning for 2027 election. He has raised there putting up billboards here and there. He has raised there, like, you know, he has already promised INEC. That is the organization that is in charge of voting and election in Nigeria. He has already promised them a new bill, like the INEC chairman. He has already promised the INEC chairman a new building. Bro, it's wild though. This war, 2027 is going to be the defining year. Wait, don't worry. I don't want to keep skipping. I want to take this thing like gradually and step by step. You understand? So, yeah, he has already promised them like a new building, right? And I already said that I already said that he has raised their campaigning for the 2027 election. He has raised their making moves, right? But I don't know if I'm wrong, but this is just my opinion and this is just how I see things. I think that it's still too early for there to be a new coalition. But okay, I'm wrong. Yes, I'm wrong, because if you think of it deeply, I think that if they start now and, you know, get their affairs in order and, like, you know, sort everything out and lay their foundations properly, now that we are still in 2025, I think before maybe the end of 2026, like, they would have like found their footings and they would have, like, you know, come up with what they actually want and come up with someone that is going to be their flag bearer. And, you know, the battle will be defined, and their attack, as in whatever it is that they want to do would already have been defined, and by then Nigerians should have known what to do. Actually, I'm wrong in saying that it's too early for there to be a coalition. That's it. how can my first point be wrong? But actually, that is just what it is, man. I was initially going to say that it's too early, but it's actually not too early. I mean, it's good that they are actually starting now. But another problem again is that, and this is another reason why I think the coalition is not going to like work, is because most of the members of the new ADC party, most of them, all the people that are joining now, all of them are people that are part of the problem of Nigeria. All of them, most of them are still people that are part. Most of them are corrupt politicians. Most of them are thieves. They are looters. They are armed robbers. They are the ones that, you know, incite violence in Nigeria. They are the ones that control Boko Haram. You understand? They are the ones that control most of the militants in Nigeria, most of the Fulani headsmen. All of them are thieves. They are bigots. They are tribalistic. They don't actually, their intention is not that they are, you know, they're not doing it for the benefit of Nigerians, for the benefit of the country. They are doing it for their own selfish interests. They are doing it for their own selfish gains. They are doing it for their own ulterior motives. They are not joining this coalition because they hate Bola Tinubu and his policies and his incompetence. They are doing it because he's not favoring them. Do you understand? There is something that we have in Nigeria where there is this phenomenon in Nigeria where it is very easy for politicians to change party. You understand? It's like a game to them. It's a game to them, actually. It's not even that it's like a game. It's actually a game to them because there is no loyalty. If there was loyalty, if there was a law in Nigeria where once you join a party, you're not allowed to leave that party for at least 8 years, I think they will take it a lot more seriously. But you see them hopping from one party, like if at the slightest inconvenience, they jump from one party to another. There is no coherence, there is no uniformity, there is no fluidity to it. You see them just, let me say they go to this party, PDP, and like, for example, now, let me give you a very good example. In Nyesom Wike, the minister of, I don't know what is he, but everybody knows who he is, right? I don't care that much about these people to get information about them right. Trivial information about them, right? But Nyesom Wike, right? He was initially in PDP and then he left PDP because of a slight inconvenience, and then just because the PDP was already a sinking ship. PDP was already a sinking ship, and then he jumped from PDP and hopped onto APC, and that's where he is now. And he's the one that is like the mouthpiece of Bola of Tinubu. He's the one that is now like yelling and cursing and just yelling and asking people why they are leaving or why they are just like jumping ship again. So the phenomenon where politicians in Nigeria jump from one party to the next, it needs to be handled, because it's not supposed to be so. If you say that you want to join this party, your reasons for joining the party should be concrete. It should not be because of your selfish interests. It should not be because you're looking for something to gain from the head of that political party, or hoping that maybe when they win you're going to gain something. As in, the whole idea of politics in an ideal world, right? The whole idea of politics the whole idea of the body of government or being part of a political system is for the betterment of the country, right? It's for the betterment of the nation. But the Nigerian politicians don't see it that way. They see it as a way to line their pockets, to fatten their pockets, to enrich themselves and amass wealth for themselves and their families and their girlfriends. So everybody now is like, all the people that are joining this new party, to me, they are arm robbers, they are thieves, they are grifters. That is just what they are. They're just they know that nothing is coming out of APC, and they know that with the way things are going, I have this feeling that they know that with the way things are going, right, Nigerians have finally had enough. And come 2027, if Nigeria is still a country by then, Tinubu, I don't see any way. I don't see any way that Tinubu is going to win the next election, because nobody there, even the Northerners don't even like him. I know, like, they don't like him, not because he's a Yoruba man, or not because he's not an Hausa man. I know that, yes, in the past they used to always be silent, like during the time of Buhari, right? They were always silent. They were never this outspoken. But even though Buhari was also as incompetent as Tinubu, right? But I believe things have gotten to a point now where the Northerners have, gained a slight, gained a little bit of intelligence, gained a little bit of smartness. They are a little bit more, their worldview has expanded a little bit, and they now know what is going on. And now you see Northern youths, anywhere Tinubu's like billboard or poster is in any of these northern states, you see them tearing it down. So I'm sure the Tinubu himself is seeing everything that is going on, and he knows that his time is up, and he knows that his time is up basically. And so everybody now is like just trying to clamoring now to fight him, because he's the boss. He's the final boss. And Nigerians believe that if he's eventually defeated, things are going to get better in Nigeria, in some way, in any way, shape or form, things are going to get better. So all these politicians now that are now like joining the new ADC movement, right? Everybody's now like clamoring to join the ADC movement. The only way that it can work, the only way I believe that it can work, is if they put aside their petty differences, and if they put aside their ulterior motives, and if they put aside their grifting, whatever it is that they have in mind, whatever selfish reasons they have in mind for wanting to join, if they just put it aside and decide that, first of all, because Peter Obi now has left Labour Party and has also joined the ADC movement. So, and you see polls on Twitter of people asking like who should be the flag bearer of the new ADC movement, and you see they put people like Atiku, they put people like Peter Obi, they put other politicians, other unknown politicians, and Peter Obi always wins the poll. He always has the highest percentage of votes, and this is because Nigerians actually want Peter Obi. both northern and so, both the Europe, why did I always say Yoruba bastards? Both the Yorubas and also the Igbos, right? Everybody now knows that okay, Peter Obi is the man for the job. Peter Obi has like propped himself up rightfully and shaped himself up to be the person that is going to take Nigeria out of the mess that Nigeria currently is in. So the best way I believe that they can, that this new ADC party can last long enough to enter 2027 and help win the election and help take power out away from Tinubu is to set aside their fucking ulterior motives and understand that they are fighting for Nigeria as a country. They are fighting for the Nigerians as a people. They are fighting for the poor. They are fighting for the helpless. They are fighting for the weak. That is the only way I think that they can actually help. Because if their policies, because obviously they are going to start making policies. They are going to start revising policies. All the dead policies are going to start like talking about it, right? Peter Obi is there. Everybody's like everybody. See, my message to Peter Obi is this, bro. You are in the midst of wolves and thieves. Peter Obi, you are in the midst of wolves and thieves. You're supposed to know by now at your old age and with all the experience that you've had with Nigerian politics, right? There is this news now going about that Peter Obi was actually backing Abacha back in those days, but I believe it might have been out of ignorance. Let's just assume that back then, as in, information was not as vast and as wide as it is today, and maybe he must have done it out of ignorance or out of inexperience. Let's just assume that is what it is. But we're in 2025 now, and you're old enough to know. You've been the governor of Anambra State for 8 years, and you know now how. In fact, you ran for president in 2023, and even though you won, they still took power away from you. I want to believe that you're playing 4D chess. I want to believe, Peter Obi, I want to believe that you're playing 4D chess and you know what you're doing, and you understand now, and your reason for leaving, as in your reason for leaving, for abandoning the Labour Party. Because now, what is going to happen with the Labour Party? Like, what now is going to happen with the Labour Party? As in, how is it going to survive without Peter Obi, right? So I want to believe that you have a valid reason for abandoning the Labour Party and then and putting yourself in ADC now. And I'm sure that you know that you, like most of the people that you're being surrounded by, right? Most of the people that are claiming that they want a better Nigeria, most of these politicians now that are in ADC are, that they are thieves. You know that they are rogues. You know that they are grifters. You know that they are evil politicians, and they are only in it for themselves. They're only in it for their own personal reasons. So I want to understand that you know how to navigate that. I want to believe actually that you know how to navigate that, and you know what to do about that. So don't allow yourself to get influenced by them. Don't allow yourself to, like, you're a politician. You understand? You're supposed to act like a politician. You're supposed to be wise. You're supposed to be as cunning as a snake. So don't just take it lying down. Whatever policies that they come up with, that Nigerians want you to be the flag bearer. Nigerians, as in, it's already clear that Nigerians want you to be the next president. So I think that as time goes on, they are going to finally make you their flag bearer. And then, but when they do, right? When they do eventually make you their flag bearer, the person that is going to represent the party, the policies that you're going to make should be quintessentially in the interest of Nigerians, not in the interest of the politicians, not for the godfathers, not for the fucking people behind the curtains. No, it should be for the benefit of Nigerians. Nigerians should be the ones that will benefit from it positively. Nigerians should be the ones that it's going to affect. Do you understand? Like it should affect Nigerians in a way that they will be proud of the actions that they've taken. Because if it doesn't happen that way, I think these days now I've been talking about how Nigeria is on a verge, on a thin line. Like Nigeria now is like on a verge of destruction. There is the talks about Nigeria now, breaking up as a country. the Northerners going their own way, the Yorubas going their own way, and then the Igbos going their own way. It's something that has been coming up more and more and more now. But because this whole ADC movement has just propped its head up, everybody, that talk has kind of like died down, and everybody's like, this is the last chance, basically. This is the last chance for Nigerians, and if you people don't take it seriously, this is going to be the end. And another thing again, people have to understand is that Tinubu is not also going to like lie down and just allow it to happen. Tinubu is not going to like just allow it to happen like that. That man is smart. That man, forget that he's evil. Forget that he does not care about Nigeria. Forget that he's incompetent. I think the reason why the powers that be put him in that seat allowed him to just remain in that seat, because Tinubu has been traveling to countries here and there, but for some strange reason, he has not traveled to America. The American government have not even acknowledged him. The Trump administration have not even acknowledged him. They've not invited him. But Trump just recently invited some African presidents to have a meeting with him. But why not the president of the most popular country in Africa? Why you just like avoiding, like, as in this? See, they know the powers that be know what is going on. They know precisely what is happening in Nigeria, and they are watching. All these things affect the stock market. They are watching, bro. They are attentive. And so Tinubu knows that Tinubu is not going to take it lightly, right? He's that smart, and I believe that is the reason why the powers that be put him in that position, right? Because he's that smart and he's counting, bro. You don't know, bro. He's counting on the ADC movement to fail. He's counting. It's already very easy, right? Most of the people that are there already, most of the politicians that have jumped ship and like found themselves and imposed themselves in this new party, right? Most of them I already said they are thieves. They are grifters. They don't care about Nigerians at all. They are in it for the money. That is just the truth about it. And Tinubu knows this. And this is why I actually said before that. This is why I actually said, even though I was wrong, this is why I actually said before that it's still too early for there to be this new movement. Like, it's still too early, because we are still in 2025. We still have 2026. We still have 2027, right? We are still like, as in, the reason why I said it's still too early is because these people right now, as they've gone there, everybody, as in, there's going to be a lot of noise. You understand? There is going to be a lot of noise. There's going to be a lot of disagreements, and only the strong will survive. If you don't assert your foot, if you're not assertive, you're going to be weeded out. If you come there and you're playing like for example now, Peter Obi, this is another, like, Peter Obi, have to understand this. This is not a time to be, emotional. This is not a time to be allowing and empathetic and understanding, bro. We are fighting for Nigeria as a country. I wish you can understand it from my perspective, from the way I'm seeing it, from the way the average Nigerian that is suffering every day in Nigeria sees it. Like, we're actually fighting for our country. We're actually fighting to take back. Like, this is a battle between good and evil. This is an actual battle between good and evil, and if we don't get it right, evil is going to win, and it's going to be hell. It's going to be hell on earth. So this is not a time for you to be empathetic, or if you like, you have to be very, very assertive. You have to stand your ground. Anybody that does not allow with the policies that you're making that resonates with Nigeria, any politician that does not allow it or that does not agree with it should be weeded out, because Tinubu is counting on you people to fail. He knows that there are, because of the fact that there are a lot of thieves there, because of the fact that like 90% of them there are grifters, and they are doing it for their own selfish interests. He knows that, like, this ADC movement is a very fragile thing. That's why I'm saying it's not going to work. Because now, okay, are you telling me now that somebody like Atiku that is already 80 years old, right? I think he's like 80 years old or something. Like, why is he still pushing to want to be president? Why? Why is he still pushing to want to be president? Like, are you saying that this guy now, like if he eventually becomes president, that he will be healthy enough and strengthy enough to carry 200 million Nigerians? That, I don't believe that. So he's not as in, yeah, but he wants it. He wants it badly, and he's trying his best to be, and he's trying all he can to want to be the president. He's trying all he can to put himself in that position of power, to even push out Peter Obi. You understand? To even like push him out, so that he can like be the head, so that he can be the flag bearer, so that he can be like the main person. So these are the things that I think will make this coalition to as in, if care is not taken, it will not work. So if you're as Peter Obi now, bro, all these people that are joining, vet them thoroughly. All these people that are joining, vet them thoroughly. Come with your own plan. I believe that your own plan is like your own plan has Nigerians in it. Like your own plan, you have Nigerians in mind. You're carrying Nigerians in mind, and you want the best for Nigerians. So come with your own plan and try your best to vet out the criminals, vet out the spies, because Tinubu is also going to send spies. That one is normal. He's going to send spies there, and whenever they find whoever is found out to be a spy, he should be removed. He should be persecuted. Like the law in Nigeria, right, don't take persecution of politicians and people in power and government officials very seriously. Like, that is one thing that I don't understand and I don't like. You see, in other countries, right, when a politician fucks up, when a politician messes up, they are punished accordingly. They are sent to prison. They are killed. Places like in China, they don't take it lightly. If you fuck up as a politician, bro. But in Nigeria, it's not like that, and that is one of the biggest problems that we have, because these people they are never held accountable. They are never held they are never called and like asked questions. Like, even like, for example, this Yahaya Bello now, that they've been chasing him because of like fraud and embezzling funds and embezzling billions of naira, right? Still yet, I heard the other day, I saw a post the other day that they awarded him something. They gave him an award, and this is someone that EFCC, like, this is somebody, bro. Nigerian politicians they have it very easy for themselves, because nobody questions. No, there is no, even if they are caught committing the most heinous crimes, the worst that can happen to them is like a slap on the wrist. There is never any detrimental consequence for their actions, and that's why they always misbehave. That's why they always they always think that nothing can happen to them. That's why you see them moving with their fucking convoys, bro. The Nigerian system has to be revised thoroughly. The Nigerian system has to be looked into and revised thoroughly, and a lot has to be cut off. A lot has to be removed. A lot has to be taken away, because the way things are going right now, Nigeria is already a failed state. Nigeria is already dead. Like, Nigeria itself actually is already dead. Like I said earlier, the only thing there is that the politicians don't want to bury it, because there's something that they're gaining from it. The powers that be don't want to allow the politicians to bury Nigeria, because there's something that they want Nigeria for. That is what I've come to believe. There's something that the powers that be want Nigeria for, and as long as Nigeria still remains a country, as long as Nigeria still remains a country on paper, even though internally it is dead, it is like destabilized. There is no unity, there is no progress, there is no economic or there is nothing. As in, Nigeria is dead and buried, and not buried, actually dead and gone. Even though all of this is happening, the powers that be don't want Nigeria to be buried, don't want Nigeria to, because nothing lasts forever. Look at parties like APC, PDP now is dead. Like, nobody, like, who now in their right minds would want to join PDP that used to be like the most powerful party in Nigeria back then. Who now in their right minds would want to like join PDP? Nobody, because PDP is outdated. And the same thing now is about to happen to APC now. Everybody now has known that APC is APC now is like this is why Tinubu is, first of all, another thing again is like Tinubu. No, see, like, hold on. Like Tinubu doesn't care about Nigeria. Normal, we understand that, right? But as the president of a country, why are you not? Why are you never in your country? Wakadube, why are you always going around, just walking about, going everywhere from one country to another country, from one country to another country? You cannot stay one place. Stay in your country now. Stay in your country and set things, do things in your country. You're the president of the country. Do things in the country. That you sometimes you see you make posts on, like, I'm not sure he's the one that makes the post anyway. His handler, like his handler, like, make posts on Twitter and brag about some obscure nonsense that they've managed to achieve in Nigeria. Something that does not like, it does not, there is no head to it, there is no tail, it does not make any sense. You understand? Like, it does not make any sense in Nigeria. They'll just come out and brag that, oh, they've done one thing that is going to, that they are proud of doing it. Like, but the main thing that Nigerians want, I mean, look at Tinubu. He went to St. Lucia and gave students in St. Lucia, in one of their universities, like, gave them scholarships. Something that he has literally never done in Nigeria. Like, he has not done in Nigeria. Like, that is to tell you how unimportant the country Nigeria is to this man. He does not care about his own country. For him not to care about his own country, for him to go to another country and give people their scholarships. Meanwhile, the people in his own country are, as in, just suffering. The schools in Nigeria are just, go to the, like, government schools in Nigeria, go to government schools in the northern part of Nigeria. You see things are just bad. It's not even that they are up to date. They are not up to stand. You cannot call, it is insulting to call those things schools. It's not even good to call, it's not a school, it's just a place where, I don't know, you cannot call it a school. But these are the things that we have in Nigeria. These are the things that the president is supposed to tackle. The president is supposed to put his focus on, but he doesn't do any of that. Instead, you see him flying from one country. What is he doing in Brazil? President Tinubu, what are you doing in Brazil? What are you doing in Brazil, bro? You don't get shit. What are you doing in Brazil, my nigga? What are you doing there? What are you doing there? What are you doing in Brazil? What are you doing in Brazil? Come back to your country and, okay, this is the point I was trying to make, right? You have people here fighting against you. People, as in, there is a coalition gathering. There is a storm coming. Do you understand? And there is a storm coming. People, as in, Nigerians have had enough. Politicians, for whatever ulterior motives that they have, they've had enough of you. And they are joining together, even the thieves, even the evil ones, even the kingpins. Everybody is coming together to make sure that you're taking out. But another question I want to ask again, right? Why don't they just impeach him? As in, why wait till 2027? Right? Why wait till that? As in, 2027 is a long time from now. Why wait? Why don't you just impeach him right now? Because he obviously does not care. He obviously does not care. Will somebody that cares be in Brazil right now? Okay, there was another terrorist attack that happened a few days ago. A few days ago in Nigeria, another terrorist attack where a bunch of people in the community were killed, and there is like a bunch of people in the community were killed, were murdered. He's not somebody that cares. He doesn't send whatever. If Nigeria is burning down, he does not care. So why is there not a call for his impeachment? Why are people saying that people have to wait? Do you know how many people that are hoping for Nigeria to change that will not see 2027? I mean, have you people considered that? People that are are dreaming that one day Nigeria becomes a better country. But unfortunately, those people are not going to see 2027. So why don't we now, today, why is there no a bill that should be passed that, for Tinubu's impeachment? Why a lot of people have died already, a lot of people have lost their livelihoods, a lot of people have lost their property, a lot of people have lost their sense of self, but yet people are saying that people want to remove him, and he doesn't, as in the way his nonchalance is showing that he's still, I don't know whether maybe it's out of pride or out of ego or out of like maybe he's playing 4D chess or 5D chess, or he already knows the outcome of these things. His nonchalance, to me, it's showing that he does not send. He knows what is going to happen. He knows that he's still going to be the president come 2027. Like this is the kind of face, bro. This is the kind of face that this nigga has, man. He knows what is going to happen come 2027. He knows that all these ones that people are doing, like he's counting. You people should understand that he's counting on you to fail. He's counting on this new coalition to fail because he knows the kind of people that are there. He knows, to me, another thing again. To me, I feel like, what is his name? I feel like Peter Obi should not have left Labour Party. Because we already have a lot of good heads in the Labour Party. We have people like Alex Oti or Nigerians. Because now, right, to me personally, this is my own personal opinion. Peter Obi is kind of questionable. I know that everybody loves him, right? Everybody loves him. He's the man of the people, but like to me, it's questionable, especially because it's come out that he was he was supporting Abacha at the time back then. But I've already given him the excuse or the benefit of the doubt that maybe it's because of his inexperience back then or because of how contrived information was back then. So but he's questionable. So my question now is that why is he like, we have somebody like Alex Oti. You want to tell me now that if Alex Oti emerges or wants to be the president, like he says that he starts campaigning to want to be the president of Nigeria, like Nigerians are not going to like vote for him. I know like not a lot of people know him outside of like the southern part of Nigeria and like the Igbos, like the northerners don't really know him like that. And he's just somebody that just wants to, just make his state, Abia State. He just wants to focus on Abia State and, take it away from the condition that it has been for like the past 30 years or something. He just wants to like renew Abia State and revive Abia State. I understand that. But me, I believe that if Alex Oti today decides that he wants to be the president, I'm not going to like vote for Peter Obi again. I'm not going to like consider Peter Obi. I'm just going to like focus on Alex Oti because I believe that there are people, good heads in Labour Party that actually really for real. Because me, Peter Obi, well, I don't know, Sha, but yeah, he's like, he's the lesser evil. He's like, I hope that the belief that the trust that people have put in him, he doesn't like, he doesn't misuse it. Because again, I keep saying it again, we are fighting for Nigeria as a country. Maybe the powers that be, right? Maybe they are reason for keeping Nigeria, the corpse that is Nigeria, out of the grave. Their reason for keeping it this long is because maybe by 2027 there is something that they want to do with it. And then if they eventually do whatever it is whatever their plan is, then Nigeria can go to hell. They won't care again. They won't have any agents, because what is his name? Tinubu is an agent. You understand? He's an operative. He's an operator. Believe it or not, that guy is a fucking demon. Jesus Christ. So we are fighting for Nigeria now as a country, and the battle needs to be taken very seriously. I talked about how Tinubu has promised the INEC chairman a new building. This is another reason why I believe that why I believe his reason for not taking you people seriously is because he has a plan. As people are there coming up with your own plan, with also your ulterior motives in mind, him too, he has his own plan. He's not going to take it lightly. He has already promised the INEC chairman a new INEC building. You understand? What you people should be focused on, another aspect that you people should be focused on, you ADC people should be focused on, is how to revive, as in implement the law, like uphold the Nigerian law when it comes to voting, when it comes to the validity of voting, because INEC has already been co-opted. INEC is already in the pocket of Tinubu. Like Tinubu is like fucking them in the ass. You understand? So he owns them, and that's why when during the last election, when they were saying that they are going to like revise the vote, and Tinubu said go to courts, because he knows that he already has them in his pockets. He has the judicial system in his pockets. He has INEC in his pockets. He has EFCC in his pockets. He has the military in his pocket. So all these things now are things that people have to like, people have to like come together and actually look for a way to drag those things, remove those things from his grasp, take those things away from him, so that those things will be free, and those things will be fair, and those things will be, will serve their rightful purposes, not just for one man. Tinubu is one man. Tinubu is just one fucking man, but he's that powerful, and people have to understand the kind of power that this man has. Everybody hates him. Me, I despise him a lot, but we should not underestimate him. We should not just take it lying down. Don't underestimate your enemy, bro. Don't underestimate your enemy. Because if you do, that is the first mistake that you've made. So I don't believe that he's going to just like there are other things that we don't even know about, that I'm very, very sure that he has put in place and he has set in motion, and he has he's hoping will benefit him in the long run. But the main thing that I'm talking about, the main thing that I'm focused on is, if you people don't get your affairs in order, if you people are there, with your own selfish interest, people are there like talking about how, you want this one, like the whole thing should, I'm saying this again, I'm saying it for the last time, the whole thing, the whole reason that people should, your whole reason for this coalition, for this new party system that people have come up with, should be for the benefit of Nigerians. If not, it's not going to work. That is the honest truth. That is just the simple truth. It's not going to work. That is just the fact about it. It is not going to work. The Nigeria that we know, the Nigeria that we are already used to, is not going to work. All these politicians, you cannot tell are you trying to tell me now that all these politicians there are going to just like, they're just going to allow the fear, allow God to change their hearts, and they are now going to just suddenly become good people that set aside their selfish interests, that set aside their tribalistic interests, that set aside their like ulterior motives, and decide that, what would be nice? Let's just like put Nigeria forward. Let's set aside our differences. Let's set aside whatever nonsense that we have, or whatever reason that we have for forming this new party. Let's just set it all aside and focus on the benefits of Nigeria. Focus on the progress of Nigeria. Focus on removing of taking power away from Tinubu, so that things will be better. Let's just do that. But honestly speaking, I don't believe that is what is. I don't believe that is what is going to happen, because it doesn't look like what is going to happen. All these people are thieves, and you cannot just expect a thief to change overnight. That is just the sad part of it. But if for some strange reason it happens that they do actually set aside their differences and work together, I hope that things pan out well. I hope that things, I hope, listen, bro, I just hope that things go well, because this is the last straw. This is the last defense, the last chance that Nigeria has. Peter Obi should not have left. Peter Obi should not have left Labour Party, because he already has the support of the people. Everybody is in support of Peter Obi. He goes about, he has been campaigning. Forget all this thing I've been talking about. Like, Peter Obi himself has actually been campaigning. He has been going from he has been campaigning well. He has been talking to Nigerians well, trying to make on Nigeria. I mean, Nigerians themselves understand that water don't pass Gary. You understand? Nigerians themselves understand that things have gotten to the point where if they don't make any moves, they are going to sink. If they don't make any moves, man, Nigerians know that if they don't make any moves, they're going to sink. No, I don't. It is rare now. It is rare to see somebody that is a Yoruba person in Nigeria still in support of Tinubu. I'm not saying that he still doesn't have supporters. So that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it is rare now. Everybody now there, everybody has wisened up. Everybody has felt it. That's touched everybody in the bone, in the core. Everybody now knows that things are bad. Things don't bad. And so everybody is awake now. Everybody, this battle now, this coming battle. That's why I'm saying that 2027, if Nigeria still happens to exist by 2027, that year is going to be the defining year. That year is going to be the year that year is going to be a defining year, man. 2027, and it's a year I cannot wait for. Actually, it's a year I cannot wait for, because something is going to happen. Imagine 2027 comes, right, and Nigerians go out in mass. Nigerians flood the streets of all the states in Nigeria to vote. Everybody comes out to vote. Like I came up with this new idea that there should be an app. There should be an app in Nigeria where, because of the fact that INEC has already been compromised, INEC has already been co-opted, INEC is in the pockets of Tinubu, right? And so we don't trust INEC. We don't trust whatever it is that they say concerning voting. They are not authentic anymore. So there should be an app that Nigerians should register, and your what they call it, your NIN, Nigerian identification number, should be included in the app when you register, right? And as in, the whole voting system should be like upgraded. The whole voting system in Nigeria should be upgraded, because when people go out to vote, some of them don't come back alive. That is just the reality in Nigeria. So now we know if you have an NIN, right, that is like your Nigerian identification number. It is how you're known as a Nigerian. You're also your BVN. And there's another one, all these like nonsense things that they come up with in Nigeria for identification. Like there's another one. So all these things should be incorporated in the app. And so when it's time to vote, you should not only like the party that you want to vote for should not only be in the app, but also you should vote with your identity. You should, how like when like facial what they call it, like this, like normal your phone ID now, your face ID, right? Or maybe when you want to like join a new, for people that join like fucking dating apps, right? They will tell you to like you move your head, and just for identification, like that facial recognition. So that should be a thing in this new app. When you vote, first of all, your thumbprint should be there, or your fingerprint should be there, and your face ID also should be there. And I think that would be a very good way to legitimize voting. And so that all these, like in the previous election, right, we saw children that were paid to vote, children with fake IDs, children with like all these like people that they all these Marjara children that they gather and pay them like 500 naira and give them fake IDs and tell them to vote for Tinubu. This is how he was like. Aside that, Tinubu wouldn't have gotten the amount of votes that he got, but because he faked it. Obviously, he's the devil. So you're not supposed to expect anything less. So aside that, he wouldn't have gotten any vote. But I feel like this new way, like if there is an app where all these things can be implemented, so that voting will be rightfully legitimized and authentic, then I believe that that would be that would be a very good way of taking away power from INEC, because and taking away power from INEC and then giving it back to the people. Because you cannot tell me why somebody would like risk his life and go out to vote, and at the end of the day, his vote will not be valid. His vote will not be legitimate. His vote will not be counted. A lot of people, in this last election, a lot of people were showing how they were like, how they were in support of Peter Obi, how they were in support of the Labour Party, how they voted Labour Party, but yet at the end of the day, it was still trash. So maybe I'm not going to say somebody, because right now we have like AI can help create the app where that can be possible. So something that I'm going to look into. So yeah, this whole ADC, I wish them well. I hope, like, I actually really hope that, I actually really hope that they get their affairs in order, and they set aside their differences, and they have the interest of Nigerians at heart. They have the interest of Nigeria, and they actually want Nigeria to change. They actually want Nigeria to progress. They actually want the best for Nigeria. If not, what they're doing is just nonsense. And Tinubu knows that. Like, Tinubu is already aware of that. He's already aware of that by default. That's why I believe he's not even afraid. That's why I believe he's not even shaking, not even moved. Even though it's not that he's not moved though. That's why he's using Wiki. That's why he's using Wiki as his mouthpiece to try to scold people for leaving APC and then joining ADC. Trying to scold them, trying to like talk down on them, trying to say, why are people doing this? Why, like, as if he didn't do the same thing, as if he didn't jump. Like, this guy is he's one of the, to me, I call him Nigerian Hitler. He's the Nigerian version of Hitler. That is just what he is. This fucking Wiki. Very, very evil person, very conniving person. So, people should have sense. These people should have sense, because if you don't have sense, this is it for Nigeria. Nigeria is already like on the, like, not even that Nigeria is already on the verge of destruction. Nigeria is already dead. Nigeria is already dead. The only thing remaining now is that, like, is for it to be buried. And they have their reasons for not wanting to bury Nigeria. But there is still a little bit of hope. A tiny, really tiny bit of hope. And this is the last hope. This ADC movement now is the last hope, is the last thing now that can revive, that can bring Nigeria back to life, because there is no other way I can see. There is no other way again that it can happen. So that is that about that. That is where we are now. That is the new development going on in Nigeria. That is the cocoa now that is happening in Nigeria. Nigeria. I am once again talking about Nigeria. Something that I just don't like talking about, but I cannot escape it. I don't like talking about it, but yet I cannot escape it, because it's my country, and because whatever happens to Nigeria affects me and affects people in diaspora, and we really have to, like, we really have to come together. We really have to be wary about it. We really have to, like, do something about it. This is my own contribution. This is my own form of contribution. This is the best way. I believe this is the best way I know how to do it, because we are at a crossroads right now, and I hope we go the right way. Actually, I hope we go the right way. So that's that about that, man. Thank you guys for chilling with me. Thank you for giving me your listening ears. If you enjoyed this, follow me, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and drop your likes and your comments, and tell me what you think about this, and share it with people you feel might be interested or in listening to my rants. And also rate the podcast on Spotify. Follow me on Spotify and all of that good stuff, and follow me on Twitter at General Prime 1. And yeah, that's all I have to say today, man. That's all I have to say today. So thank you for chilling with me. Thank you for giving me your listening ears, and I'll talk to you guys next time. All right, bye everybody.